hot, 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 hike.
Welcome to the Sportscasting Couch. My name's Josh. Joined with me as always is Ryan and Paul.
GLG.
Yo.
GLG.
Good luck, guy.
All right, so you can reach us by emailing sportscastingcouch@gmail.com, on Twitter @SC_coach, on Instagram @sportscastingcouch, and on Facebook.com/sportscastingcouch.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn. With all your picks, you're well in the lead this week.
+4, boys.
+4 on Josh, +7 on me. Last week you said hashtag
+8.
+8, something like that? Yeah. But
Whatever, I'll get there. Next week.
we all hit our Thursday pick. You missed your lock and your upset, though. How do you feel about that?
Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
locks happen. Shit happens. Upsets, they're not supposed to win. That's why it's upset. I don't care.
But
You see my upset? You see Paul's upset?
Yeah.
I got the Ravens, Paul has the Jags.
Okay, first off, the Ravens are barely an upset. Jags is a good upset. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
But
But what happened with your upset? Told you, you can't.
it was your team. I had faith in your team. Someone had to pick your team.
That's terrible.
But no, if someone has a faith in your team.
No.
It's just so happened to be me with
Cardinals
my team
had
on
no
bye week.
shot.
Sorry.
All right, we're going to start the news. I don't even know if I want to call it the news this week. It'll be the news. But I want to actually start out with a great debate. I'm not going to start with my rant this week. I'm going to start with
Is it the debate about whether we're calling this the news or the news?
No.
Okay.
Who, in your opinion, is the best QB this season? Because there's a couple options you can go with, and there's a rookie that's high on the list. I had Watson had 5 TD passes versus Kansas City, which is goddamn impressive, except for one was in garbage time, but still it's 5 touchdowns in one game. I think it ties the rookie record.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is 4-1, went into Dallas, and with 1:12 left, torched him. Now he's the Cowboys owner, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen any of those memes.
Did you see the one? My favorite one was Jerry Jones and everybody kneeling down with their arms bent.
Yes.
And it's like they're all hail Rodgers, basically. Rodgers
He's got
just
a
standing
picture.
there.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that was
That one's
great.
good.
And then, I don't know, just another option. I mean, you could go Alex Smith. It's 5-0. I never thought he would be 5-0, but there he is.
So those are our options?
No, those aren't your options. Those are just a few options that you could look
Can't
at.
believe you didn't say Tom Brady. Like,
He is up there as well,
Mhm.
but I mean,
A lot of yards.
that's crazy. So is
Yeah.
the question who's the best QB or which QB would I rather have quarterback in my team?
any quarterback. Who's the best quarterback right now on the season?
Aaron Rodgers. Easy.
Easy.
Oh yeah, easy. Hands down.
That's what I had to for me. Aaron Rodgers, just off last week. What you have a minute left, and I think a lot of people at least were feeling like, oh yeah, the Packers could do this because they have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
When you have someone that's that clutch at all times, it's
There was a Packers fan at that game who took a selfie and it said, "These Cowboys fans still cheering. There's a minute 12 left." Or
laugh
whatever.
out loud. Yeah.
Oh my god.
has them all cheering in the background. Yeah.
So bad.
You didn't mention him, but my boy Carson Wentz he's been killing it. You can say the homer pick all you want, but he's made one mistake, one bad throw the entire year. Well, he's missed a couple deep balls, but like one throw he shouldn't have thrown the entire year. For a second-year quarterback, I've been extremely impressed, but I definitely go with Rodgers.
He has been doing well so far this season, but
is he the
as the
best
season goes
QB on
on.
the season? That's kind of.
He's in the MVP voting week 5.
Okay, don't even say those words. Don't even say those words. It's week 5. But as the season goes on with Carson Wentz, you got to see how he is. You got to make the playoffs, and you got to win a playoff game. Right?
Yeah.
That's what separates the great quarterbacks in this league from the not so great quarterbacks from this league. I've got to say, like Matthew Stafford gets paid the most amount of money in the league, hasn't won a damn playoff game.
Here goes the Lions.
I'm just saying.
What
like,
minute
give me
marker are
another
we in?
example
7?
where someone's overpaid and then
5-minute mark.
I'm just saying.
5 minute mark. That's all it took.
It's the Lions. It's hard not to talk shit about them. Sorry, it's just the way it is. But
Yeah. One quarterback that's not in that talk that we just had is Ben Roethlisberger. Nobody mentioned his name. He had a career high 5 interceptions last week against Jacksonville, who I took as my upset. Now, part of the reason that I gave last week that I'm going to take them as my upset is that Antonio Brown flipped out. I think it was the week before, right? We were talking.
Yeah. You had his temper tantrum on the sideline.
And I said that's going to create some hostility in the locker room. Now, I'm not going to sit here and boast and say, "Oh, look at me, I'm great that I picked Jacksonville," because I do like picking them. They're always on upset alert. But you got to look at this. Antonio Brown flipping out like that does nothing good for the locker room. He even said later on, it was a good thing that Ben Roethlisberger called me out on it. Now, it is and it isn't. Like, Roethlisberger wanted to get Brown the ball that week, and he did a lot. He did 10 receptions, 157 yards, no touchdowns though. And the 5 interceptions that he threw, three of them were thrown to Antonio Brown. It pisses me off because you can't have public meltdowns like this. I bet that Jacksonville went into that game going, Roethlisberger's going to force him the ball, because all he did is complain the whole time about, you got to get me the ball. I'm going to be open. This team's probably inferior to, Pittsburgh, which is true, but they're just game planning for Brown. That's their biggest threat, and it worked. They did really, really good. And now Le'Veon Bell says that they didn't run the ball enough versus the Jags. So I don't even know who they play this week. We'll get into that, but that team's going to game plan now on what? Probably on the run.
Well, you look at it, I totally agree with you. It's been an absolute circus on that sideline with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of divas out there, a lot of big name players, and it's what you're going to get. And if they're not producing, they're going to complain, right? They all want to win. They're all winners on that team, every single one of them, right? So when it comes to their game plans and how they're going to game plan now, I think you've got to follow Le'Veon Bell. You got to give that guy the ball. You got to. I've said it week in and week out on this podcast that you got to run the football successfully in order to excel in the passing game. Right?
That's what's killing the Giants.
The Giants can't run the football, right? And then now that they can't run the football, they can't pass, right? So it's the NFL. You have to be able to run the football.
Yeah, run the football to set up the
force it
pass.
to Antonio Brown, right? And against a great secondary in Jacksonville, right? You can't give them credit just saying, "Oh, they only got those 5 picks," because their game plan, the Pittsburgh Steelers' game plan was bad. I'm going to go out and just say, hey, maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars' game plan on defense was great. They knew exactly what they were going to do, and then they capitalized on turnovers, right? So,
I feel that. Sorry, Josh. I just feel that this also I saw a headline that says, Roethlisberger just thinks he doesn't have it anymore.
That was going to be my point, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, so you can carry on then with that.
Just that at the beginning of the season, he mentioned or before the season, he was mentioning how he was contemplating retirement. And as soon as you hear retirement out of anyone's mouth, it's not good. But yeah,
it's just that whole meltdown on the sideline has started a little bit of an avalanche for them. I feel that now it's Roethlisberger doesn't think he's good. Antonio Brown's going to be like, okay, you were throwing me the ball, but you didn't get me a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell wants to run the ball more. Now it's just becoming this big circus over in Pittsburgh.
I think you got to take it out of the players' hands and put it in the coaches' hands at that point. Have the coaches take control of the situation. You got Mike Tomlin, who's one of the better coaches in the league. A lot of the players respect him as a coach, right? He's got to make the choice. Hey, if we want to run the ball, run the ball. If their quarterback's losing confidence, you got to fix that, right? You got to again run the football and then work off play action. If you can't make all the throws that he used to be able to make, it happens. He's an aging quarterback, right? Like the things that made him Big Ben Roethlisberger in the past, he might not have it anymore. He might not have those velocity to get in the past, like in those holes that he was able to hit before, right? So that might have affected a lot of those interceptions before. So now the fact that he doesn't have it, I'm not sure about that. I'm not convinced on that anymore, or at this point, right? So maybe he's losing arm strength, but still, you can compensate for that in other parts in your game, and he can still be a good quarterback in this league. He's still huge. He's still big. He's still hard to take down in that pocket, right? So
Well, I had my crack beer moment there because I was allowed to rant this week finally. So
More cheers, more beers, man. That's it. That's all.
okay, moving on to I want to speak quickly about the New York Giants season. Is it officially a wrap now? Because we have Odell Beckham Jr. with a broken ankle. Got Brandon Marshall out with the season-ending injury on his ankle. Sterling Shepard now has a sprained ankle, and Dwayne Harris has a broken foot.
Can I go? Let me go?
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
I think their season's been over. Even last week, once they went 0-4, it was they had no shot. But right away when you saw the beginning of the season that they couldn't run the ball, that everybody thought that they were a playoff team, and then you realize, hey, this offensive line's no good. Now you add these injuries on top of it. Yeah, there's absolutely no shot. It might be hard for them to even win a game.
Like the last little bit of hope that I had for the Giants lied in their receiving core and how good they were, right? Like the fact that if they can figure out how to get these guys the ball and get these guys the ball consistently and effectively, they might have a chance and they'll bounce back. Now they're all dead, so they're screwed. Eli Manning, hey man, I'll pray for you. Like you're in trouble. You got these young, like I don't even know who you're gonna have. You might have fucking what was the tweet? Who tweeted
Ocho Cinco
and T.O.
Yep, and that's who I was going to bring up. I was going to say, can their season be revived by T.O. and Ocho?
Fuck no.
I've wanted to see T.O. come back in the NFL forever. If you look at the guy, he's shredded. He looks like just a giant robot of muscle.
Oh yeah.
Like he's definitely still in shape, and I'd
But
like
he
to see
doesn't
him back
have-
in the league.
He
but
doesn't
he's
have the speed to
yeah,
get out there
he's
and
not-
get open anymore.
He's
It
not
doesn't
the
happen.
number one threat that you can beat double teams. We don't know because we haven't seen, but assuming because he's been out for so long, his age, all that stuff. But I still would like to see him just get back into
That's
the
the
league.
last thing the Giants need right now is these receivers, these old receivers, not be able to get separation. I need these young DBs, right? And it's going to take longer for Eli Manning to get the ball out of his hands. It doesn't work. He only has a second or two already, right? You need like some fast dudes out there to get open really quick for this guy to bail him out. You put T.O. out there, he's just getting out of his curl route, and Eli's already dead. It doesn't work like that. Like I can see where Chad Ochocinco or Chad Johnson, I don't know if he changed his name back or not, but I think he did. And then Terrell Owens want to, get their name back in the media saying, "Oh, we'll play." Yeah, sure, they will. They'll get paid, but no one's gonna. You guys are old, man. I'm sorry. It's done.
Josh, you just brought up saying, I don't even know if they're going to get a win this season.
I'm glad you pulled up the schedule.
I feel like they're still going to get a win this season at some point, and maybe it'll come.
I don't know. I'm
against
looking
the
at this
49ers.
schedule, and
I
it's
don't
like
know.
that's literally the only game I see. If they don't get these,
49ers.
especially Odell's gone, so
Yeah, he's
they
gone
have
for the
they have
season.
no running back, or they have no running back, they have no offensive line, and really they have no receivers now.
You got a decent defense, but
The only game I see November 12th, and it's in San Francisco against the 49ers.
maybe if
They're
the
not
Cardinals in their downward spiral.
Yeah, maybe the Cardinals.
Late in the season. That's a tough one. Yeah, they're definitely not beating the Broncos this week. I can tell that right now. Those DBs on the Broncos after coming off a bye week.
Yeah,
That sounds like a lock
Who
pick
am I
to
supposed
me.
to cover?
that's the ultimate lock of the week. It has to be.
We'll see.
I don't know.
My notes literally for that game literally say laugh out loud.
So as I was making these notes on Monday, Chicago had a crazy 2-point conversion. I think it was Trubisky, and I don't even know how that play went. Well, maybe I'll pull it up. But I want to
Yeah, it
ask
was-
you, what was maybe your favorite play that you've ever witnessed?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Like in NFL history or football history?
Ooh, let's say football history. Just
Well, that's easy.
okay.
I believe it was the Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma versus Boise State, years ago. Adrian Peterson was a running back for Oklahoma. I believe Boise State was down, a touchdown by 7 points. And I think there was only probably 10 or 20 seconds left on the clock. They ran a hook and ladder, right? They went 40 yards for a touchdown, right? Extra point ties the game, but instead they went for 2 and pulled off a Statue of Liberty for a 2-point conversion
Forgot about that.
to
Wow.
win the game.
Yeah.
Back-to-back hook and ladder, Statue of Liberty. That's easily my favorite. I watched that live. I remember watching that live. I was watching it on fucking Tube TV. right? I was watching. I don't know why I was watching. It was a bowl game. It wasn't much for anything. It was back before the playoff, college football playoffs. Whole system obviously has been, it's in his infancy right now, but didn't really mean much. But I remember I was like, oh, Adrian Peterson's going to go off this game, blah, blah, blah. Boise State has no chance of winning this game. Boise State wasn't really much of anything. And then they pulled that off with like no time left. I was like, oh my God, that stuck with me. Easily my favorite play sequence.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have Miracle at the Meadowlands 2. If you remember that game, it was a couple years ago. The Eagles were down 21 points against the Giants with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They made a couple defensive stops, got the ball back, had an onside kick. Anyway, they ended up tying it up with there's 14 seconds left, tie game. They're going to get the punt to them. I think, Paul, you have this?
Yep. So
Here's what it sounds like.
right here.
And here's my reaction.
Put up by the Eagles. And it's a line drive kick. Jackson boggles it and now has to try and recover. Deshaun Jackson.
What a block.
Go!
Deshaun Jackson. Still not in. And
Then he pulls the Madden running down the side, down the
No
line.
time left.
Goal
No
line.
flags.
Unbelievable.
It was just that play. I was sitting in my room. I remember it. I'm sitting in my room watching the game. I was so depressed, thinking like, "Come on, like you guys are doing this bad against the Giants. Let's turn it around. I don't like doing well or that bad against a division opponent. You got to turn it around." And then all of a sudden they get the one touchdown. Vic breaks a huge run. They get the next touchdown. They kick an onside kick. Riley Cooper gets it.
Yeah.
They get the ball back. They tie it up. They give the ball back to the Giants. They go 3 and out, I believe, and then punt it. All the punter had to do, punt it out of bounds. Don't punt it to
Punt it
Deshaun
out of
Jackson.
bounds, and then-
At that point, he was the best punt returner in the league, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they kicked it to him, and the rest is
That's what
history.
happened. Now that would be your favorite play, or is that your just favorite like?
That last play is one that came to my mind when he asked that question
Yeah.
originally.
I thought the question had to do with like, I don't want to share any parade or anything like that, but like but like design play calls or anything like that, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was just
comes to
I was
mind.
just doing
'Cause
play in
just
general.
That was
just
pure,
pure
Deshaun
excitement.
Jackson
Yeah.
athleticism.
Yeah.
And that last block at the end that sprung him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I can't remember. And then the whole fact that Michael Vick brought him back.
Yeah,
from
the
down.
fact you're down 21
Yeah.
points with 8 minutes to
Fucking
go.
unbelievable. Like all those plays, the fact that they came back. I'm pretty sure Deshaun Jackson had one of those touchdowns where they had to come back, and I think Mike Vick threw it from their own. I think it was like their own 20. And then it
He
hit
has a
him,
cannon.
and it hit him just in stride, like at the 30-yard line, and then it was just like. He almost tripped up, and he's just so fast, but he's just like, nah, I'm gone. Man, I remember that game. That was unreal.
I picked a game as well, but it's not like a designed play or anything like that, but it was just last year in the playoffs when Green Bay came back against Arizona, and then in overtime, the first pass to Larry Fitzgerald went all the way down.
Oh, he
to
took
like
it all the
2
way,
yard-
yeah.
Yeah, and then they pitched it to him to get the touchdown to win.
So your favorite play wasn't James Harrison on that?
No, but
okay.
that one popped in my head, and I was like, no, don't go against the Cardinals. Go with the Cardinals on that one. So, so that was just that 2-point conversion was crazy. I mean, we don't see too many crazy plays in the NFL, and that was just exciting to see something different for once. It's a rookie quarterback, so you might as well.
Oh,
try
that
something.
play for Chicago?
Yeah, that 2-point for Chicago.
Oh, what was it? That's a double reverse QB option?
Something like that, yeah.
Something. Like, I don't even know what you call that, because what do they do? What do they hand it off to an up back, and then they flip it to a receiver coming on the reverse?
Yeah.
And now he has an option with the quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what they called that in the huddle. Right?
And when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's one of the most creative plays I've ever seen.
It's like Mitch Trubisky comes into the huddle and is like, all right, boys, bullshit on 3. Ready?
Schoolyard bullshit.
Schoolyard bullshit on 3. Ready? And they
Yeah.
broke it up, and there's fucking... and it worked perfectly. Unreal. It was executed just to the
Yeah,
T.
that was great.
To the T. That's you got to put that on the coaches right there, though. Like the fact, like, oh, this
To
is what
believe
they're
in
doing.
him to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
to believe. Well, the fact that they
Especially a
can
rookie
recognize-
quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they can.
First week in.
Yeah, they
How
could have
many
ran
times
that
did they
shit with
actually
Mike
practice?
Glennon. Nobody covered Mitch Trubisky on that option. Nobody.
No one thought it was coming to him. Yeah.
But they just how they analyze the fact that the goal line defense for Kansas City, they weren't getting very much penetration up front, and they had the room to run a double reverse at the line of scrimmage. And like, fuck, who are you gonna have to account for the quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback? Nobody. That's money.
This question was posed from a listener that we have, Sean. He asked, "Who is your favorite NFL skill position that you've never had on a fantasy team. Now I'm going to ask you two because you guys play way more fantasy than I do. That's your question there. So who is your favorite NFL skill position player you've never had on a fantasy team or just don't have this year?
Well, I got
go ahead.
I got a few. We'll just start with me, and you'll kind of get the idea of it.
Yeah.
Few years
just in case you don't understand the question.
I know the I had a question. It's like, this is like favorite fantasy player of all time, like
anyone that you haven't been able to pick or you haven't taken.
I got some. Yeah.
So it all started. I don't know. I don't even know how long ago. Years and years and years ago, playing fantasy. But I didn't really get that serious into it until I'd say probably about 8 years ago. And I remember Michael Vick. He came to the Eagles and he had that great season, and I was all excited, thinking he was the greatest. So I'm going into the draft. I get the first pick. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to take Mike Vick, homer pick. He ended up having one of the worst seasons in the world. So he got hurt and everything, so he didn't do well at all. It was a terrible pick, but that kept me away from ever picking a quarterback early again. Yeah. So I've been missing out on having Aaron Rodgers, the top quarterbacks, and that's something that I always look at other people's teams, and I'm like, oh, well, they're beating me in the quarterback matchup, because I believe in you can get value in the later rounds, but sometimes when you go against like an Aaron Rodgers and they're putting up these huge points, it's almost hard to win in general.
Like, look at this season, how many high value quarterbacks. Like if you have like one of those Aaron Rodgers, those Drew Breeses, those Tom Brady's on your team right now,
mm-hmm.
that's huge.
Yeah,
because not a lot of teams right now with their quarterbacks are putting up big
mm-hmm.
numbers, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking like, oh, I can get Matt Stafford late rounds, he's gonna kill it. Well, look at the Lions now. They're not putting huge numbers. They're not putting Matt Stafford numbers on the board right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're a run first team as of right now. So, 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I had one more as well. When Randy Moss was on the Patriots, I never got lucky enough to get him, but that was
when he asked that question. That was one of the first things that came to my mind was Randy Moss
on the Patriots. It's like the seasons that they put up,
mm-hmm.
it was nuts.
Ryan,
I'm gonna go with easily. I got one player, right? I know that I said Randy Moss came to mind, right? I'm gonna stick with the same position, but I go with Calvin Johnson. I never had him on any of my fantasy teams.
Wow. A lion. Right? Wow. Something good to say.
Right? Maybe that's why I didn't have him on my fantasy, because he's a fucking lion. But Calvin Johnson, while he was in the league, week in and week out, if you didn't have that guy starting, there's something wrong with you, right? Like if you had him on your team, you didn't start. Like, obviously, the guy was good for a touchdown every game. It was almost automatic. Every time he got into the red zone, let's go on the Calvin. I remember watching those Lions games, like, oh, they're within 10 yards. It's a first and goal situation, or is it in goal situation?
Throw it up.
I'm going to throw it to Calvin. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen a receiver to date where it was as automatic throwing a fade as it was to Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Didn't matter. Double coverage,
Didn't
triple
matter
cover.
who they would put triple coverage on the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how ridiculous that guy was. And I never had him on any fantasy team. Right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just because I looked at him like, it's Lions. I don't like the Lions. I'm not. It's not that I don't like the Lions. I like to see them win sometimes, but it's just the Lions, and I never really picked them, and he always went really early,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, I always like to pick running backs personally in the early rounds,
mm-hmm.
running backs or a quarterback, like a high top flight quarterback. But Calvin Johnson, one of those guys. Welcome back to the
show. Josh, I'm giving you a chance to add or subtract some of these teams from your list. This was made in week one of our. This was our first episode.
Oh yeah, my bottom four teams.
Josh had his bottom four, but look at two of the teams on your bottom four.
I'm sticking. The Jets are still.
The Jets
shit.
are above 500.
They're 3-2. They're 3-2. I actually have this written down.
Jets are above 500. Jets were projected to go 0-16.
You want to know their 3 wins?
I don't give a shit.
The Dolphins, the Browns, and the Jaguars.
You guys picked the Browns last week.
Yeah, the Jaguars.
But I'm saying those three teams are who they beat. They're still. I maybe move them up to like 6, but I still see them at the bottom
Jets
of the league.
Jets are laughing right now.
The Bills, I don't think that they're. Yeah, the Jets are tied for first place in their division right now.
Fucking Christ.
But that's just because the Patriots are 3-2, and then the Patriots are going to finish 14-2, and no one will know.
So what's this? So this is your bottom 4, and what's with the Rams?
The Rams were. I said bottom 8. I think I said Rams would be bottom.
So I just put them at the 8th from the bottom.
Yeah,
25?
Just because.
So am I like adding people to this?
Did you want to add somebody to this?
I can name a couple teams that you.
Yeah, well, the Giants should definitely be 4, like bottom 4.
So who do you get rid of?
Yeah.
Get rid of the Bills.
Okay, so
make Bills bottom 5.
Okay.
Am I going? How many do you want?
Oh, I don't care.
So we got Niners, we got Bills, we got Jets, we got Bears. Chargers are close.
You're not gonna mention the Browns at all? Fucking 0-5 Browns.
Oh, I didn't have the Browns. Sorry, I thought I said I had the Browns. Yeah, okay.
No,
Well, yeah,
the
definitely
Browns
the
in there?
Browns. I thought the Browns would have a little bit better of a season, but I guess all these
They're
rookies
making a
and
QB
stuff.
change too.
Yeah,
Putting some
Yeah,
Hogan
I needed
again.
Hogan. Yeah, he
Again.
played better than Kaiser did, but
Fucking
that
Hogan?
it just shows
Never even
that
heard of that guy.
the Browns absolutely need to stop just passing up on these quarterbacks that they're passing up on. They could have Wentz. They could have Houston Texans quarterback.
I don't know.
Watson.
I don't believe like. I think Deshaun Kaiser could be a good quarterback, but I think the worst place he could have gone is to a place like the Browns, and then for him to start week 1. You can't just throw that guy into the fire like that and expect him to do great. Hopefully his confidence is not shot right now, and then he never does anything and doesn't want to, perform to the best of his ability. What the fuck was that?
Hashtag pray for Paul.
Jesus Christ. Do you need an ambulance?
All right, so yeah, I guess I can just
I'll let you do it throughout the show. If you
I don't
want to
remember
add
what I was
somebody, you can add somebody.
Talking about
yeah.
talking about the fucking Browns. Yeah, I know the Browns are that bad. You don't need to throw up on yourself.
What I'll do is I'll try to get a list next week.
Yeah.
Bottom 15 or something like that.
Yeah, just plug and play into that.
Just do your
list
power
there.
rankings. Do the whole fucking.
I'll do a
thing.
power rank.
There you go.
The
All right.
Eagles are gonna be number 1.
Yeah. Did you
See
see?
how it works. This
Did
week,
you
I know.
guys see on the Monday game when Thielen was on the ground and
Yeah.
he put his hand up to get
I loved it,
helped
and the guy
up,
didn't.
and
He
the
just
guy
walked
just
right by him.
walked
Yeah,
right.
fuck him. Leave him on the ground.
He didn't fake it like Von Miller and ruin
Yeah.
the game for him.
You watch out. You try and help people up, and then you'll get 15-yard penalties.
Yeah, no, that's
Leave his ass on the damn ground.
that's the thing. I always saw Fletcher Cox from the Eagles. He'll tackle somebody, get him to the ground, help him up all the time. And even division rival, it doesn't matter. I'm always like, come on, they're your enemy. You can't help them up. Make them carry themselves up.
Yeah,
you
got
knock
other
them
players,
down. Make
you got
them.
other players in the field to help your teammates out, right? Like, just leave them. You're not obligated to help those guys up. That's why I was so mad about that Von Miller penalty. He's not obligated to pick him up.
No.
It's not his job. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, and
Right?
that's why it stood out to me, and I made the note about it because I was like, hey, that just happened. Like, well, I mean, he did the fake out, but this kind of the same thing where he just walked by. He's like, no, I'm not gonna help you up, and it's the same thing.
It's
the same
relatively the
situation.
same idea, right? But in Von Miller's defense, like, it's not his job. Again, it's like he hit the quarterback on the damn ground. Like, I'm not gonna help him up.
Well, the penalty
Get
was
your
because he
goddamn
was
offensive lineman.
It's basically taunting kind of thing, is
It's
what
not
they're
even
saying. But
fucking-
it's
Yeah,
it's a weak penalty.
That's weak. Yeah.
Yeah, super, super weak.
Who's starting us out this week?
Oh, Josh can start it off.
All right, we got the good, the bad, and the ugly. My good this week is the two Aarons from the Packers. We got Aaron Rodgers and the rookie running back Aaron Jones.
Ooh, Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
Like
which out of nowhere, he was the third running back. 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
They lose Jamal Williams and Ty Montgomery. He comes in this week. He racked up 125 yards and 1 touchdown on 19 carries. And then we know what Aaron Rodgers did at the end of that game, is Mr. Clutch.
Yeah.
But definitely my good of the week, especially with the way that their line's not playing the greatest, their defense isn't playing the greatest. They carried the team to that victory.
Absolutely.
Can I just make a quick
No.
note on that as well? I had a feeling somebody was going to pick Aaron Rodgers out and the Packers as good this week. But what's really impressive about that pass that he made was that he ran the same play twice.
Back to back.
And I remember watching it and I said, damn, he saw something in that defender and he threw the exact same passes, same player, same spot, and it worked.
What it was
dirty.
was
Did
that
him
he actually
fucking
said
dirty.
it.
That's what he did.
He said it in the post-game press conference that Devontae Adams came up to him after they missed the first one. And he said, "I got him. Give me another shot." And he said, "All right." So they did. They just changed the other side of the field, made it look a little different, so they wouldn't think it's the same play. He threw it and he put it in the exact spot you needed to
Yeah,
put
if
it.
you watch the first throw was like kind of short and actually gave the chance like the DB to make the play. Right, where the second one was just perfectly placed. They did that DB fucking dirty like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so sorry for that guy. It's like how are you gonna take 2 shots, same play at him, and then the second one goes through? If you looked at him on the sideline after that, guy was whipping his helmet around. It's like I would be pissed too.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
had
so just fucking respectful.
I saw a great picture online of this really confused. I'm not too sure if she was cheering or not because I didn't see the video, but check that photo out. Is she a Green Bay
What is
fan
it?
or a Dallas fan?
Oh, was that girl
Green Bay
wearing-
shirt, Dallas hat.
Man,
She's on both sides.
Yeah, it's just funny. There was actually a
she's
video.
happy and sad.
There was a video of a bunch of Dallas fans cheering after that. It was really weird.
man.
I'll have to find it and show you guys.
I'm just gonna pull a Cam Newton here and be like, it's funny how these women can try and pick a team, you know?
Too soon.
Is that too soon? I'm out there. I'm repping you, Cam.
Go on, Ryan. It's your turn for.
Oh yeah, was this good, bad, and ugly? All right, yeah, good. My good for this week has to be Case Keenum, and coming in after not getting the start, after doing pretty well, kind of holding that team together for this first couple weeks, and then Sam Bradford coming off injury, comes in, struggles, and comes off the bench, and led that team to a victory over the Bears. The Bears could have won that game easily. I'm pretty sure they would have won that game if Sam Bradford stayed in the game and struggled like he did.
Yeah, you could tell he's still hurt. He's still not. He doesn't have the mobility that he needs to compete in the NFL.
And I was watching that game, that Monday nighter, and the whole time Case Keenum had his helmet on. The entire time he was ready to go. Even after the first snap, it's just like that guy's sitting there. I looked at him. I was like, this guy's gonna go in the game at some point. I
You think that was said before the game? That they're like, depending what happens here, you might have to come in early if you can't make it, kind of thing.
Oh, fuck. All you have to do is look at Sam Bradford once and realize the guy's 120 pounds soaking wet with rocks in his pockets.
It twigs for legs.
Twigs for legs that, this guy's going to hit once and he might go down. So as a backup quarterback and for Sam Bradford, he'd be like, shit, I can get in there at any point. So it's good on Case Keenum, keeping his composure, getting in there and executing like he did and getting his team the win.
You got your bad?
My
back-to-back
bad. I'm kind of going to piggyback your good a little bit and going to go with the play calling for the Dallas Cowboys with 1 minute and 11 seconds left and them scoring, giving Aaron Rodgers that time.
You heard the announcer. He actually kept saying, he's like, you don't want to not score, but you want to take some time off the clock because you can't give Aaron Rodgers the ball back.
Pretty sure the play before that they scored the touchdown on the read option, they threw a throw-up fade in the corner of the end zone to Des Bryant. Do not agree with that play call at all. You run the football there, you don't get in.
That's a running
right?
down.
It's a running down. You don't get in. You at least get 20 seconds off the clock. All right, 20, 30 seconds off the clock, and then you run your trick or read option. Like they the next play they ran their touchdown play. That was their we're gonna score this play.
Himself, yeah.
Right, and then Dak took it in himself and they scored a touchdown. Everyone was hyped and everyone was cheering. Like, no, you don't do that. You don't give Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback in the league, 1 minute left. I'm pretty sure he had some timeouts too, right? Didn't he have a couple timeouts? I'm pretty sure he had some good timeouts. To march the field and score a touchdown on your shitty defense.
I think really everybody felt it coming. Oh, that's too much time.
Yeah,
we
way
say it
too
all the
much
time. We joke,
Their
oh, too much
defense
time.
is ass. I'm sorry, but you have way too many injuries in the secondary, and they had all their weapons present for the Green Bay Packers. Like when I watched that game and they had 1 minute 10 left, like that, I had no doubt in my mind they're going to at least drive down there and get a field goal, tie it.
Yeah.
All right, and then 2 plays later, they had like 30 seconds there in the red zone.
In the offseason, they actually signed Nolan Carroll, the Cowboys, to be their corner. 3 years, $10 million. They just cut him. They're not making the right moves. They're not filling the holes like they need to. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So my bad is Goff and the Rams in the fourth quarter. It was a close game the entire time. Last 3 possessions they fold. The first there was a pick where Goff steps back. He doesn't feel the pocket collapse on him. And he kind of off his back foot just kind of chucks it down. It gets, I don't know if it was tipped or if his arm was hit or whatever, but there was a interception there. Next possession, he gets sacked. There's a fumble, puts them in field goal range to go up from 13-10 to 16-10, which means now the Rams got to go score a touchdown against the Seattle defense. And then the very last drive of the game, they're driving down. This one wasn't obviously on Goff. He put it a little too far, but it hit Cooper Kupp right in the hands in the end zone. He had a chance. to get it. He kind of had to dive for it, but he dropped it, and that was the difference in the game.
You don't see that a lot of Cooper, that's for sure. And then
Cooper Kupp, your boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I love Cooper Kupp. He's probably one of the most underrated receivers in this league, easily. But
he's done well. He's done really well. A lot better than I thought he would this year.
I like your bad. Like it's flashes of the Rams that we expect, that we see, all right, that we're supposed to see.
I'm just a hater of. I don't think Goff's going to be that good.
I don't think
a lot of people think he's.
I think he's got all of the intangibles as a quarterback physically,
except for his small hands.
Right, he does small hands, but he has everything, and he's been making the throws and everything like that to be a good quarterback in this league. But I don't think he's got it in between the ears. He's like, I don't think he's the smartest guy in the world.
Not dedicating it to the playbook and everything.
Not dedicating. He makes kind of dumb decisions, like you said. He pulled those asshole or hero plays where he's off his back. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. Turns down an interception. You can't throw picks in this league, right? Turnovers are everything, right? Yep. This is the NFL. Like some shit that can bail you out in college is not gonna work here, right? So I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So we'll go with my ugly then. My ugly is these week 5 injuries. Paul, you kind of pointed at it already with the Giants. They lose their top 3 receivers and then their kick returner, Dwayne Harris. J.J. Watt goes down for the season again. I feel bad for that guy. Whitney Merciless, another guy from the same defense, goes down right away. Travis Kelce gets a concussion. Lane Johnson a concussion. Matt Stafford hurts his ankle or foot or whatever it was. The tight end for the Bills, Charles Clay, he's out a couple weeks now with a leg injury, and then Gronk missed his Thursday night game. It was a really, really bad week for injuries.
Yeah, it was another wild week in the NFL too, right?
Absolutely.
Where you have all these upsets. And,
Hashtag wild week.
Yeah. But yeah, those injuries, like, go on. But
no, yeah, that was it. That was it's not. You never want to see a team get pretty much eliminated from the playoffs because of their injuries. I think the Texans losing 2 big guys on their defense, it's going to be hard for them to get in.
Yeah, well, that's what you have depth for, right? So
next man up. Yeah.
Next man up. This is what they pay you the money. You got to. That's why you've been working so hard for. This is your chance to shine, right? So a lot of these players that are deep in the depth chart that nobody knows about, right? Young guys that are chomping at the bit, it's like waiting for a shot. This is how superstars emerge.
Yep.
Right. Look at Tom Brady. He never would have been Tom Brady unless Drew Bledsoe goes down, right? So you look at injuries and you're like, oh, it kind of sucks for a team. Our team's fucking screwed now, right? But who's going to step up, right?
Yeah.
Who's these next emerging stars? I was like, oh shit, comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh damn, this guy's actually really good.
Like Aaron Jones for the Packers.
Aaron Jones for the Packers, exactly. It's like, oh my god, this guy might just take us, right? So yeah, I'll go with my ugly. I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I know they won. But I'm going to go with their offensive line coach videotaping himself snorting cocaine and sending it to his girlfriend. I don't know if you guys saw the video.
I didn't see the video.
I saw
a screenshot. I thought it was a stripper recorded him or something and leaked it. That's why I thought I read about it.
He was recording himself.
He recorded himself doing a line of coke and sent it to his girlfriend.
The Dolphins training facility. Like it looked like, if you look at the building, he's off some sort of desk, and the way the walls are painted and the shades were, it looked like it was their training facility. And he's got 3 lines of coke in front of him, saying how much he misses his girl, and he's just snorting this shit off a table.
Oh, right. I didn't see the video. I only saw some pictures and
really?
some really good memes.
And at the end, pull that shit up. And at the end, he was just like, "Oh, I wish I was snorting this off your ass or some shit." Pretty sure that's what he said. It was really fucking ugly. All right, like Jay Cutler's your quarterback, and you got to protect the dude. And I kind of want to snort cocaine, but but the guy, is that his girlfriend?
Yeah, it must be.
I doubt this guy's snorting coke.
I was just
11 minutes.
11 minutes, yeah.
No, that's not.
Well,
the video's only like 30 seconds long.
It's just people talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it. We don't need to listen to these guys talk about it.
They don't know anything. We have like 80 followers, so
yeah,
we're still averaging.
Go to videos. Go to videos.
See what her comment is. Chris Forrester used me as his cocaine platter.
Of course. Oh my god, look at her. She looks like a stripper. No offense, but
one, maybe. Oh, this is TMZ. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, the video will be here. Yeah, there it is.
Let's watch this.
Warning: graphic content. Oh yeah,
I'm excited for this.
You didn't see this?
Hey babe, miss you. Thinking about you. How about me going to a meeting and doing this before I go?
He said he's about to go to a meeting.
There's those big rains falling, but I miss you. I miss you a lot.
Oh my god.
It's wired.
What do you think? Crazy?
That looks like it's a drop ceiling with the shit. That looks like a training facility.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a hotel room or anything.
It's not his house, not a hotel room.
How we got together.
It's whispering.
So much fun. Last little bit before I go to the meeting.
It's freaks me out. This guy's a creep.
Listen.
I wish I was looking at this.
Oh, I swear to God, he said there was a longer video that says, "I wish it was licking this off your ass" or something like that. He said something fucking vile, but
That's great.
literally the ugliest thing I can think of this is that fucking
good
guy.
one. That's the offensive line coach.
Offensive line coach for the
explains a little
Miami
bit.
Dolphins. It explains a lot. So, poor guy. He resigned,
Yeah.
as you should.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll,
La cocaína.
yeah, he'll end up, coaching the offensive line of the Bengals or some shit.
We're on Johnny Manziel day 14
Oh my
watch.
God, we're still doing this Johnny Manziel watch.
What I'm doing is I'm actually sending him an emoji every week. I'm going to start doing it every day. The last one I sent him, before the heart emoji, I sent him 2 beer glasses clinking together, thinking that might spark his attention. So, and that's Ryan's moment right there.
More cheers, more beers, man. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
So
That's
the
all.
good, bad, and the ugly, those are some good choices. I love that last one with the cocaine. That's hilarious.
I can't believe you guys didn't see that video.
No, so
I just saw the memes.
I saw it as soon as it hit, and I was just like, ooh. Ooh, this is going to be good.
So I have some exciting news. This is the 5th episode, so I finally figured out a song for us for the pick segment.
Ooh.
I think you guys are gonna like this.
Here we go.
I know what it is.
Let's
Do I
listen.
need to put my seatbelt on?
Yes, listen
It's-
all the way through. Okay.
Pick segment. Pick segment.
This is tough. This is a tough game. It's a tough pick, right? Uh-oh. It's anyone's game. It's the toughest pick of the week. Uh-oh. This is a tough one. Can we finish analyzing? Uh-oh. This is, again, another hard pick. This is a really tough pick. You do this? You made this shit? It's well done, man.
That was excellent.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I had about 30 minutes before work, and I was like, I need a pick segment song tonight.
That's amazing.
That
Oh
was
my
the
God,
one.
that's pretty fucking good.
So,
All right.
well, we're starting it off.
It's
I
a tough
guess.
week, boys. A lot of tough picks.
And that, what's really funny is those the audio that I pulled from you, Ryan, there was from just our last episode. So
Yeah, so that was trending. I know.
I have a lot of
This one's tough.
It was a tough week.
I have a lot of audio to go through to maybe make that a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll see. But
I
right
love
now, we're going to start the pick segment off with Josh. Get this out of the way, right?
Oh, what's the first game? I have no idea.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. I'm going with the Eagles. All right, so
I totally picked the wrong audio clip there.
It actually worked.
all right, we got Eagles at Panthers.
Just say it.
Carolina's 3.5-point favorite.
You heard him. He said Carolina. Write it down.
Yep. You did.
This one's gonna be it's a Thursday night game, so you never know. But I think this is the battle of the NFC right now. Well, besides the Packers, they're in the top 3, but this is a huge game, regardless of it being a Thursday night game. Probably the best Thursday night game we've had for what it actually means, for what it means in the conference. With the Eagles or without Lane Johnson this week, last year when they didn't have him, they were 2-8. When they did have him, they were 5-1. The Eagles, they may get Cox back, but regardless, the D-line should get pressure on them. The thing that worries me is the Panthers' big receivers on the Eagles' corners. We have a rookie.
Do you have Ronald Darby?
No, next week.
Well, that
It's
hurts.
looking like next week for Monday night against the Redskins. He'll be back. But
Or
there's a rookie who's actually plays really well against big receivers that are slow. Rasul Douglas. He's a long, not as fast corner, so he'll do well on one of the two, Funchess or Benjamin. The other one's going to be Jalen Mills, who's really small, and I don't know. It's kind of scary. But the thing, I don't know if Cam's going to have enough time to get those receivers to develop the routes deep to be able to do anything. And then I also think the Eagles linebackers and safeties against McCaffrey, they've been good against the running backs all year, so I think they can continue it this week. It's going to be a close week, but Paulie, go ahead and play it again if you want.
I just.
I'm going to pick the
something-
Eagles.
Yeah. No, go on.
Yeah,
Ryan.
but it's me.
what do you got
Eagles.
going on over there?
I don't know. I pushed something.
It's an eclipse, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
beautiful.
I got to go with Carolina.
Oh, I found it.
I'm going with the Eagles. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm going with the Panthers.
No reasoning? Just because it's the Eagles? And every week you go against the Eagles?
I like the Panthers matchup. Like you said, those big receivers going up against those small DBs.
Mm-hmm. And they're at home.
And they're at home.
Short
and,
week.
You know, Cam is a veteran quarterback. And don't count out that pass rush for the Panthers getting into Carson Wentz's head.
Best offensive line in the league. You saw NFL.com.
Oh, fuck off. But it's prime time. I really haven't seen Carson Wentz, thrive in prime time under the lights like that.
Yeah, well, they haven't had many primetime games because they sucked for so long. But
yeah. Well, I like the Panthers here. I like them riding the win against a decent Lions team. I almost said good, but I don't want to say decent. But yeah, Panthers.
Sweet. I took Carolina this week.
Hey,
you guys are
followed
back
me
together.
This week. Welcome to
you were wrong last week
because I got 40. That's why I got 40 right picks. And he's like, listen, riding the Josh train's not getting me anywhere. I'm kind of going backwards.
What do you mean? I picked the
Gotta
Eagles
get on
last
there.
week.
and it was right.
Gotta
Yeah.
get on the Ryan Express straight to fucking Windtown.
You're just giving me lots of ammunition for my next audio clip. No, I just took Carolina. They're at home. It's going to be a really good game. This is actually probably the best Thursday night game that we have all year so far. And I wouldn't be surprised on the season. I still got to pull up the whole schedule.
Just what it means to the conference.
Yeah, exactly.
Winners and first.
They're both playing really, really good, but
First place week.
Carolina's at home. So I'm just going to have to go with Carolina there. Then going to the Sunday games at 1 o'clock. Got Miami heading to Atlanta.
Miami heading to Atlanta. I don't even see this game on the fucking screen.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
there it
right
is.
there. So Falcons are favored by 11 and a
my
half
fucking
in
God.
Atlanta. The Falcons are coming off a bye. This is just too easy.
Atlanta
It's the
Falcons.
Falcons, yeah.
There's no. You said the whole thing right there, Atlanta.
The Dolphins are too busy snorting cocaine.
Excuse me.
Okay, so you guys are just going straight up.
Falcons.
Falcons.
Atlanta.
There's no analyzing there. They don't have an offensive line coach that's sober. It's
Yeah, of course I took Atlanta as well. Now, I'm just going to say Jay Cutler he's terrible. That's why I'm taking Atlanta. I like picking my upsets, but that's not one that even phases me. I think I might even take that as my lock of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chicago
is that
at...
a confirmation of a lock of the week?
I said maybe.
fucking pussy.
Chicago
Tune in
at
to the end.
Chicago at Baltimore.
Fucking pussy. Oh, did you hear me?
I heard you.
Okay.
Chicago at Baltimore. What's the line for Chicago at Baltimore? Where do we got it?
It's 6.5 for Baltimore.
6.5 Baltimore. Trubisky, he improved the offense last week, but he's still a rookie. He had rookie mistakes.
He looked good though.
Yeah, he did. He definitely looked good.
really good.
He
I saw
made
the
some-
throws he was making. He looked really
He
good.
made one big mistake at the end where the game was tied, and he threw that scramble interception. That was he should have just threw it away or just ran with the ball. That's it.
I think that I looked at that play and I was like, kind of looks more of like a miscommunication, like that receiver kind of ran the wrong route, kind of thing. I don't put that like he was trying to make a play, right? Look what's around. Look what team.
Yeah,
he's on,
he doesn't
first
have
of all.
weapons.
He doesn't have a lot of weapons, right?
For what he has around him, he did really well.
He did really well for being the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. So
Yeah.
but you're playing Baltimore in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's a good defense. I got to pick Baltimore.
Yeah, I have Baltimore as well coming. Last week, they were the underdog. They won. They're riding high off that. I picked that underdog pick, by the way.
Barely an underdog. EJ Manuel and the fucking Raiders. Fucking kidding me over here. Got a fucking upset. Should be vetoed.
Looks like we're going Baltimore all the way across the board here. I don't have much analyzing to do with that. Trubisky did look good.
Did you say analyzing?
No, I said that last week and you didn't catch it.
You just said analyzing again.
Okay, keep saying it.
No.
Okay.
Because it's going to be turned into some sort of fucking
Song.
song, intro. Ryan's analyzing segment.
Now it is. See, thanks.
Fuck.
So anyway, I took Baltimore there. They're at home. They look good at the start of the season with their defense, and it's not like their defense has changed much. So it's Chicago, one of Josh's bottom 4 teams. We'll see. So let's go on from there. We're going to go Cleveland heading into Houston. Easy pick.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, no, we might have Josh's upset
What do you got? What do you got, Paul? Easy pick. Talk to us.
Yeah, Paul, you go first.
What? I don't like going first.
Just fucking do it for this pick if it's so easy.
Okay. You have Deshaun Watson, rookie quarterback, throwing 5 touchdowns last week. You look good against the Patriots week 3. You look awesome against Tampa Bay, putting up 57 points or so. And then last week, he's playing Kansas City. Sure, he got 1 in garbage time, but again, he threw 4 touchdown passes in that game. And
it's a good defense.
the one thing I noticed in that game too was that, Christ, I always forget his. Who's his top wide receiver there?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. So he caught the touchdown. I think it was his 3rd touchdown pass, and then he basically looked at Watson. He said, like, just give me the ball. I'll get you a touchdown. And next play or next touchdown, it was to him, or it was the last one that just throw him the ball. He's so good. So I think
it's
this
good for him
week
to finally
they're
have
going
a
to
good
be
quarterback.
kind of on the same level where they're going to be like, okay, we can get this shit together. But I mean, it's.
Yeah, the Browns are
why
sitting.
am I analyzing it? It's
It's a whole lot of words
Cleveland,
just to say
man.
Houston.
Yeah, no,
So fucking
and it's
lot of
Cleveland.
words.
I said that there's not going to be a team that goes 0-16, and I thought that Cleveland is going to win last week, and that was going to be their one win, but it's not going to be this week, so Houston.
Yeah, the Browns they're sitting Kaiser, going to play Hogan. We said that earlier. The thing that scares me is, well, I guess it's not a big deal because it's still the Browns, but J.J. Watt and Merciless being hurt, it's definitely a big hit to their defense, but still the Browns don't have many weapons to be able to do much.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Miles Garrett did look really good though.
He does look really
He came in right away. I think he had 2 sacks.
It was
He'll be a disruptive
his first
force,
play of his career was a sack.
He'll be a disruptive force for Cleveland for a long time, but not this. Like this week, he might get a sack or 2, but that's not going to win a game for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got Texans as well.
Me too.
All right, so going Green Bay at Minnesota. Looks like, where is it on here? Oh, right here. So Green Bay's favored by 3
In Minnesota.
in Minnesota.
This one's tough for me.
It's a tough pick?
Yeah, for me, this one's a tough pick.
Do you want me to play the song again?
No,
The-
nobody wants to play a damn
Vikings
song.
played Monday night, so they're on a slightly short week, but the Packers are back-to-back road games now. I think the Vikings defense should be able to do well against the Packers offense. They did it last year at home. They did pretty well against them. I think they only put up 17 points. The Packers defense and O-line are just not playing well, but Rodgers is amazing, so I guess it helps it out there. This one's really close for me. What's the line?
3.
Line's 3. I'll go with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers. You can't count Aaron Rodgers. Like, you're going up against Minnesota with a great defense, all right? And I assume they're gonna come out and start Case Keenum, right? Because I don't think.
I think it'll probably be a week decision again. But if he doesn't get any practice in during the week, I can't see them putting him in because he didn't look ready last week.
Either way, doesn't matter what quarterback you have behind there. They're not. Without Dalvin Cook, they don't really have much of a run game, right? And that's going to hurt them in the pass game. So now again, Green Bay's defense has been struggling, right? They may excel, they may get points on the board, but they're not going to outscore Aaron Rodgers in that Packers offense, especially with Devontae Adams coming back from the dead and having a hell of a game like he did last week. So
yeah, Green Bay is looking really good after going into Dallas and doing that to Dallas, especially in the last. Well, I mean, it was kind of like a. Well, I don't want to say it that way. I was going to say it's kind of like looking like Matthew Stafford, where in the fourth quarter he just has that last drive, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
you
has
put
been doing
his
it
name
before.
way before Matthew Stafford, right? So
Doing it against the Lions, throwing Hail Marys on them.
yeah.
You both took Green Bay there.
Yep.
All right, so moving on. We don't have Mike this week as our Lions insider. I asked him to come and give us an opinion, but he's a little scared we're going to roast him, and I told him we wouldn't.
Can't get him in line right now.
No, he's.
Just call him. Try it. See what happens.
You want me to try to call him?
Because he knows it doesn't matter
Fuck
what
it,
his
see
opinion
what
is.
happens.
Okay.
Let's skip it for now. Go to the next game, and we'll get Mike on. the
We'll go
line.
back to Detroit.
Yeah, I want to see what his analysis is. It might influence my pick.
His analysis.
Sorry, but yeah.
Okay, well, this one's an easy one while I give him a call soon.
Is it?
New England at the Jets?
Is it an easy pick?
Yes.
Go ahead. What do you think if it's not an easy pick for you? It's a division game.
In New York?
Mm-hmm.
right? The Jets, they're that team. They're that team in the league, right? I talked earlier in the season about San Diego is one of those teams that you don't want you don't want that team to be scheduled right on your schedule. You don't want to see the San Diego Chargers, right? Because they got all that talent. The Jets have turned into that team where you don't know what you're gonna get, right? They've been consistent on the offensive side of the ball, not turning it over, right? Not struggling. They've been doing okay. They've been putting points up when they put the points up, and they've been riding that good defense. So,
is this your upset? Upset of the week?
No, it's not my upset. It's not my upset.
Wow.
But you got Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time.
This is a lot of words for you to say, New England.
Shit, man. I'm just saying it's a hard one. This is a very hard pick. It's a tough pick, all right? So I got to go with New England.
No way.
Yeah, this is one of my 50-50 picks, right?
Really?
Yeah.
This to me, I think Jets are one of the teams that are a little overblown. Looking at, like I said earlier, their wins are against the Dolphins, Jags, and the Browns. None of them are actually anywhere near the Patriots.
But if you look at the Patriots' defense, it's been struggling. This is the defense where the offense of the Jets can actually move the ball, get points on the board.
Yeah, but it's such a familiar team that they know what they're gonna try to do. I think that Belichick, when he knows the other team, he just performs that much more with his scheming and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Patriots win.
Yeah, actually, the only team that I'm usually worried about in years past was when New England goes into Buffalo. They always have a high-scoring shootout, but not the Jets. I'm gonna have to go New England. Let's give
him a ring.
Let's give him a ring.
Give him a ring.
And we'll go back to the
Push
Lions here.
Push it.
I'm trying. Hold on. Let's see if he answers. I don't think he will.
Might answer.
No answer.
Motherfucker.
He doesn't.
I like the meowing cat though. Oh, he's
He's
messaging
typing.
Yeah, no,
He's fucking jerking off.
He doesn't. Coach's been having issues. He said.
Tell him just
Damn internet company.
Send him a message. Go on to the next game. We'll send him a message. We just ask him. Just tell him we want his fucking analytics on his fucking.
We got San Francisco heading into Washington for I think this is all the 4:00 games now. Yep.
I'll go. Washington. Washington. San Francisco's just been struggling. And Washington's with Kirk Cousins has been pretty good offense this year. So I gotta go with Washington.
This is a 4 p.m. game? I thought this was a 1 p.m. game.
No, it's 4:00.
100%?
Yeah. Yeah. I got nope, it's 1:00.
Told you. It's what I'm here for. All right, because that was part of my points. The Skins, they're coming off a bye. They're looking to turn their season back around, get into the playoffs and everything. The Niners, they keep putting up a good fight every week, but they just don't have the talent on the team. The biggest thing for me, it's the Skins coming off a bye, and two, it's a West Coast team going to the East, playing at 1 o'clock, 10 a.m. for them. So I got the Washington Redskins with my lock of the week.
Oh, lock of the week, got the Skins.
So what's the Mike Saj situation here? Is he going
Nah,
in here?
he doesn't
It's my lock unless Ryan goes with the Broncos, because that's just way too obvious of a lock. Then I'm going Broncos.
No, you announced.
No, I'm going Redskins. Yeah, I'm going.
You went
You
final
want Redskins as your lock of the week?
Lock of the week.
Whoa!
Welcome to the
Look
show.
at
Ryan.
this. Look at this.
Yeah, and we had the Skins as a 10-point.
Where is that? Are they 10's point?
Yeah, 10-point right here.
I think it's kind of big spread. but-
Okay, well, let's jump backwards then, since Mike is not going to hop on here, and we're going to do Detroit at New Orleans, which I was actually interested in hearing what he's got to say, because that's a big game for them.
Mhm. I know
So
who
we-
Ryan's
in
going to
New
go
Orleans.
with, so we can kind of just skip him.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
then.
you go first.
Okay, well,
I got New Orleans.
If you know what I'm going to do, what's the point?
because
You
you're
go
going to
first.
pick the Saints. You don't pick the Lions. You don't pick the Eagles.
Who says I was going to pick the fucking
You pick
Saints?
whatever Paul tells you to pick.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to drink my beer here.
Paul's like the bottom of the totem pole pick.
For you to
pool.
make you look better.
Totem pole pick pool.
He's giving you all his luck. But anyway, yeah, so Saints, they're coming off a bye week. They're at home. Stafford got hurt last week. It may not be serious, but he's definitely not going to have 100% mobility. Saints trade away AP. That lets them clear up the running back situation, get the people that are actually fit for their scheme into the game. It's going to be a close game to me because I don't like the Saints defense even a little bit, but Saints at home off a bye, I'll go Saints.
I like how you said Matt Stafford is banged up, right? Probably is a little bit.
Well, he is.
They hurt his ankle. He got it all wrapped up.
He got it all wrapped up. But can you remember a season where Matt Stafford wasn't hurt?
I remember when he first came out.
The announcers weren't talking about the fact that he was banged up. He's got a broken hand. He's got a glove in his hand. His ankle's all taped up. Blah, blah. Yet he still performed and still won games. Mm-hmm. Right? I like the Lions this week.
Whoa.
I like the Lions this week in New Orleans against that mediocre defense of the New Orleans Saints. I like the defense of the Detroit Lions going up against that offense of the Saints. I like Darius Slay locking down Michael Thomas. Right, and I like that pass rush of Ezekiel Ansah and those other pass rushers. I think Zettel, that the emerging defensive end for the Lions, getting at Drew Brees, not giving him a lot of time to throw the football. Right, and I like those young linebackers for the Tahir Whitehead, the Gerard Davises of the Detroit Lions, covering those backs of the backfield and putting an end to that really quick and making tackles on the field. I like the Lions, and I like that as my upset of the week.
Whoa.
Wow. Well, let me get my papers and sorts here.
Yeah. Bombshell.
That's crazy to me. First time ever saying something nice about the Lions.
Yeah.
Well, the Saints are garbage. So
which you barely did.
I just messaged Mike and said Ryan's got the Lions, and then he said it's the fucking Saints. So I don't know how to analyze that one, but I took New Orleans.
Well, he's
this
piggybacking off of your pick. He's like, "Oh, Ryan likes the Saints."
I took the Saints this week. I feel they're just gonna come out there at home in the dome. They're gonna fuck up the Lions. That Drew Brees puts up way too many points at home for the Lions to keep up, and I mean, they're gonna have a fourth quarter of all fourth quarters where they're going to fight, but they're not going to have enough to finish it off. So let me see where we ended last time. And you had them as your upset, right, Ryan?
Yes, I did.
So, upset.
Maybe he'll get his first upset of the week.
Maybe.
The season, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, upset of the week for the season.
Upset of the week for the season.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. All right.
Now we're going to the 4 o'clock games, and we got Tampa Bay heading into Arizona.
Paul, it's your team.
Yeah, I want Paul to go first. On this
Your
one.
team.
All right.
You got a jingle?
I feel I was too busy making your jingle. So this week I actually took Arizona to win this game.
Oh, now you got faith in your team.
Well, no, it's not that I have faith in my team.
They signed Adrian Peterson. It's like, oh,
we have the oldest team now after signing Adrian Peterson, and we released Chris Johnson, which was hilarious that he tweeted AP need to get more touches.
Yeah.
And then he gets released. So I took Arizona. Now, the thing is that I'm a realistic fan where I'm not just going to pick them every single week. There's games that I look at that I know they're going to win.
Were you saying we're not realistic fans?
No, because Josh picks the Eagles every week.
I've been right 4 out of 5 times.
I've been right every single week about my team. There was only the one week where,
you got it wrong?
Well, I picked... I picked Arizona as my upset, but I said don't pick Arizona. Pick Dallas.
Well, your team's ass, that's why.
Okay, well, I know how to pick them, though.
All right, fair enough.
So I'm taking Arizona this week, and we'll see if they...
in Arizona, that's good.
In Arizona, yeah.
I had to go with Arizona as well, at home. Arizona at home. They still got that strong defense, even though I really haven't seen it. Right? I see teams put mad numbers on them. It's just the fact that that offense can't sustain drives, and that defense is always on the field. So hopefully when they get Adrian Peterson, it gives the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense a little bit something to think about. You know,
they got to respect the run.
They got to respect the run game a little bit here. He's a great replacement for that scheme too with David Johnson. Doesn't help out of the backfield as much as David Johnson will, but he's still got backs like Andre Ellington to catch the ball out of the backfield and things like that. So
I don't know how ready he's going to be for this game. AP coming on a short week, right?
And
just getting traded
Bruce
over.
Arians' offense is not an easy offense to learn. They have to have a lot of motions. They got a lot of different unique formations. So it'll be interesting. He'll split touches. He'll get some touches, but I feel like the guy's ready. The guy hasn't been tested all year, right? So he's as fresh as any running back you're going to have in the league. So you can expect a breakout game for him, maybe, but I like Arizona this week against struggling Tampa Bay offense.
I think the one big thing that's actually going to come into play is, are they really, like, is Tampa Bay going to be really worried about that run game? Because like we analyzed all year, is that David Johnson goes out, and now they don't have a game plan because nobody's worried about their run. They're just worried about the pass. So is Adrian Peterson enough of a threat to open up that passing game and make them a little bit worried about the run game?
This week, the first week being on that team, I wouldn't say he's that big of a threat because I don't think you're going to put him in a lot of packages. He's not going to. There's a lot of, like, a whole new offense he has to learn, right?
Yeah,
in 1 week, right?
Yeah.
So it might be some things. I don't know the whole relationship he has with the current coaching staff at in Arizona. I don't know if he's ever played under any of these guys before, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So it's tough. Like, he's been around the league a lot. I'm sure he's seen a lot of different schemes and knows a lot of terminology. But again, Bruce Arians runs that team and that offense, so it might be a tough for him to settle into that offense and be effective. So
I loved one photo that I saw online was you got Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, and Adrian Peterson. That's best
10 years ago, that would have been the craziest.
10 years ago, that would have been amazing. And I feel like that's...
Well, maybe not even 10, 5 years
It's like Arizona is the place for careers to kind of end. You had Kurt Warner go there, and he played really good, took them to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Larry Fitzgerald's just going to retire there, of course. And
he doesn't seem like he's aging at all.
I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm excited to see Adrian Peterson. I know he's old as dust, but we'll see.
I also have the Arizona Cardinals. I just think they got completely embarrassed last week. They lost by a lot. It seemed like a lot of their players were really, really pissed after the game. And the way that you see Bruce Arians, he's a hard coach. He's going to get into their heads and let them know, like, hey, you guys need to bring it. And I can just see them doing it. It was going to be my upset, but since you guys are both going with them, I'll stay away from that.
the only thing Arizona has to do to become victorious of this game, stop Doug Martin easily.
Yeah.
Right.
Not Mike Evans or Deshaun Jackson.
Mike Evans or Deshaun Jackson. Doug Martin. I don't know if you watched that last Thursday night game, but the guy was running angry.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He didn't get enough touches because they fell behind, but he looked good. Right. So watch out for Doug Martin this week.
Got the LA Rams heading into Jacksonville, which I feel is another good game.
It's a very good game.
Yeah.
Very good matchup.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. That secondary going up against, again, a young Jared Goff. That young, fast Jacksonville defense, I think they can, contain Todd Gurley out of the backfield because he's been very dangerous this season out of the backfield, catching the football and running the football. So they could, if they bottle up Todd Gurley and force Jared Goff to throw the football, they can easily win that game. So I have faith that defense can do it. So I like Jacksonville.
Yeah, I also like Jacksonville. I think the Rams on the road, going from the West Coast to the East Coast, is not the time thing, but travel alone is never good going that far. They played a really close game last week with the Seahawks and went right down to the end. Yeah, I got Jags with this.
Yeah, did you see that Seattle LA game?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that first touchdown that was called back as a fumble? I was listening to it on the radio when I was going shopping, and unfortunately I had to go shopping on Sunday when the game started. But so LA ran the ball in for a touchdown, but he fumbled as he fumbled it across the line, and it was still alive, and it ended up being a touchback. They looked really good heading, like they were driving down against Seattle, but it ended up being a really good game. But Seattle came out on top, and so I got Jacksonville as well this week. I feel that their running backs and that defense just playing really good, coming off a big win against Pittsburgh last week. They're just gonna roll again and get another W. So now going from there, we got that struggling Pittsburgh team, and I say struggling as what my rant earlier, but you're playing a 5-0 Kansas City team. So is Kansas City gonna stay 6-0 or
in Kansas City?
In
one of
Kansas
the hardest
City.
places to win in the entire NFL.
Yep.
Kansas City. They got a good secondary. They got Marcus Peters. going up against Antonio Brown, 2 all-pro players, right? I like that matchup, and I like that front 7 of Kansas City stopping Le'Veon Bell, and like Ben Roethlisberger said, he doesn't think he has it anymore. So I like Kansas City at home.
I got 3 things for this.
Oh God,
Ooh, 3.
Here we go.
Let me mark them down here.
This is number 1.
This is number 1. No, this is 2.
Oh, okay,
We'll
start
go
with
2,
number
1,
2.
3.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
So there's the Steelers are coming off an embarrassing upset loss last week to the Jags, right? That's 1. Casey could be without Kelsey this week with a concussion. If not, he hasn't practiced all week. That's 2. 3, Casey plays rival Oakland on Thursday, so this could be a look-ahead week for them. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers bouncing back in my upset of the week.
Upset of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow. I actually didn't see that coming. But as I asked Ryan 2 weeks ago, where does Kansas City lose if they're going to lose a game this season? And I think it was within these 3 weeks that he did say they were going to lose. So we'll see how Ryan Stradamus does. What? I don't know. How'd you do this week? I don't remember what you said last week.
I don't think he said anything.
I made
for
a
the
prediction.
Thursday game.
I don't know.
No, you didn't say a score for the
Plus
Thursday
4
game.
and
Oh,
won, so
you know
it
what?
doesn't
Yeah,
even
you
matter.
didn't say a score. Oh, I'll ask you at the end then.
Probably be
about-
plus 5 after that pick. So,
I'll be catching up. I'll be
oh,
minus 6.
anyway, I ain't thinking about you, but
I took Kansas City. I just feel like Pittsburgh's been struggling, and Kansas City. Now they do have to worry about Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, because Le'Veon Bell came out and said we didn't run the ball enough. Now, are you going to be able to run the ball against Kansas City? Right off the hop, probably not. But now they know, okay, we still got to cover Antonio Brown, which, I mean, every team, yes, they focus on let's stop Antonio Brown and that passing offense, and we'll worry about the run. But I don't think I just think with everything that's going on in Pittsburgh right now, they're going to start sliding a little bit here, and I don't think they're going to beat a team like Kansas City, who just week 1 they destroyed the Patriots and they just keep rolling. So
The big thing for me is if they go down early, if Pittsburgh goes down early, then you got to fold in the team. So what I'm hoping for is they get up, they get the points, their offense looks explosive. Because if they go down early, you know that it's gonna be hell on the sidelines.
we got the LA Chargers heading into Oakland.
Well, it took every offensive weapon on the 0-5 Giants to get hurt for the Chargers to get their first win. Carr may actually be back this week, so that's why there's no line, right? There's no line.
He won't play this week.
he will play.
He was out 2 to 6
No,
weeks.
it's confirmed. He will play this week.
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like he will too.
He wanted to play last week.
Wanted to play last week.
He was able to play last week, and he will play this
He
week.
won't be 100%, but he'll. I think they'll start with a run heavy offense, see where they can get with Marshawn. Regardless, though, it's a divisional game for the Raiders, obviously for the Chargers as well, but the Chargers are just not good. I have the Raiders winning.
Yeah, I have the Raiders as well. Derek Carr will be back, chip on his shoulder. They will run the ball a lot more than they have been. They will look to get Amari Cooper in the mix a little bit more. The guy's been struggling mightily. I believe he only has 4 catches for 40 yards on the season. Not doing well. You need to get the guy in the mix. But again, the Chargers, they've been struggling on both sides of the ball. It doesn't look like they've been, connecting. Looks very mediocre out there, as if they don't really know the schemes and things like that. So I like the Oakland Raiders.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you said that Oakland's getting Derek Carr back, because I had the LA Chargers marked down, but
Then that's your pick.
Nope. Oakland is going to be my pick this week. See, it's official. I just said it now.
Ha! He's not playing.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So I took Oakland. Derek Carr with that Oakland offense. Like, with Derek Carr leading that, it's a way different team than EJ Manuel leading that team. So Oakland all the way. And then we got the big one. We got a big one.
The big one. Oh,
We got the New York Giants
here comes
at Denver.
Here comes a sound clip.
Let's go. Let's go. Broncos. Broncos. Let's go, Broncos. Broncos. Let's go.
We missed it last week because they were on a bye week.
Yeah.
So.
Yay.
Yeah, this game's the laugh out loud game of the week.
Do you want me to go?
I'm not even gonna say anything.
go.
Do you want me to pick my team?
Clearly the Giants.
I know with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Denver Broncos.
Do you want to know why? I'm gonna go with the
Because
Denver
they're coming off
Broncos.
a bye, playing the worst team in the league. One of
They're
the worst
coming
teams
off
in
a
the league.
bye.
Playing a team.
Giants
without
are one
Odell.
of the worst teams in the league. The Giants don't have an offensive line. Broncos have easily one of the best pass rushes in front seven in the league. Lions don't have any receivers.
The Lions.
The Giants. Sorry, the Giants.
His
have,
hate is so deep for the Lions.
He just wants to talk shit about him no matter the team.
I looked at their logo when I said that, and I was like, "Fuck, shit." The Giants don't have any receivers, right? The Broncos have easily one of the best secondaries in the league, if not the best secondary in the league. The Giants aren't going to do shit on offense. They don't have a run game.
How can they?
They don't have a passing game.
Yeah.
Eli Manning's going to be running everywhere.
No, he's not gonna be running. He's gonna be Eli flopping everywhere.
Yeah, he's going to flop
Yeah.
everywhere. And that Broncos offense, the only way they can lose this game is if they turn the ball over and let that defense of the Giants score.
And your game manager of a quarterback shouldn't
Yeah.
let that happen.
And Trevor Siemian's very, very smart. Right, he takes care of the football, and they know that they're going to ride those two running backs, especially coming off bye weeks with fresh legs. Look for C.J. Anderson, look for Jamal Charles to have big games, and Trevor Siemian, coming off play action, throwing up a couple touchdowns. I feel it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah. This is the actual lock of the week, but you're a
Yeah.
joke if you take this as your lock of the week.
This is my lock of the week.
Let's go. Let's go. Broncos. Broncos. Let's go, Broncos. Broncos. Let's go.
Lock of the week.
I just feel like that took way too long for you to pick the most obvious pick of this week.
No, I just
You
wanted
wanted
to
to talk about his
analyze it.
team.
I
You
wanted
need
to
to
analyze
analyze
it and talk about the team. You got to talk about your fucking team. You got to talk about his fucking team. Let me talk about my
because
damn
we
team.
have tougher games than the New York Giants. So
Whatever. I don't care.
Whatever.
We talk about my damn team.
No.
Oh, I thought your team sucks.
Yeah, but they're gonna win this week. So
Maybe.
Monday. We got Indianapolis heading into.
Wait,
Tennessee.
who did Josh pick?
He took Denver.
Who did you pick?
Denver.
Damn right you guys did. God damn right you guys.
You took it as your lock
Gotta
of the
make
week.
sure you
No
say
more.
it.
You're
You
never
gotta make sure
allowed.
you say it on air, because if you're gonna review like, oh no, I picked
We
the
did.
Giants.
We did. You just kept talking,
No,
thinking
shut
about
up.
yourself.
Fuck off.
This should have been how Ryan's pick went. So we got the New York Giants at Denver. I got Denver. Because there's nothing to analyze about the Giants. They suck right now. They're 0-5. They're completely depleted.
I just want to see. That's why I called that. I was backing my claims for a blowout.
Okay. So
That's
that's
all
your
I was
lock.
doing. I'm calling a blowout.
And
If you guys don't blow them out, that's bad.
Yeah. Is this your lock too?
It's the NFL.
No,
Okay.
it's not the NFL.
It's not hard. It's not an easy thing to blow somebody out.
Is this your lock?
Yes,
Pretty
my
easy
lock.
last week for one green team against a
Okay.
red team.
All right. So Monday.
What are you even saying
we
over
got
there? Like, what?
Indianapolis heading into Tennessee.
Oh fuck! Forgot
Yeah.
about this game.
He got so excited. What do you got?
You go first.
You're first. I've been first every time.
No, I was
You're gonna
first
steal my
last
pick.
time.
You've been stealing my picks. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, because I want to go up on you.
Yeah. So you
That's hot.
No, go ahead, Josh. This is all you.
want to go up on you.
Is Andrew Luck coming back? Like, is that guy still in the league?
Not this week.
Fuck. Fuck.
But it's kind of.
Remember there
funny.
was rumors he was going to play week 1.
Yeah.
Fuck is wrong with that guy?
It's kind of funny if you think. Well, not really funny because it's injuries, but Carr last year went down, broke his leg or whatever, the same day as Mariota. They come back this year together. They get hurt the same time this year again, and now they're coming back possibly the same week this week.
Yeah, Mariota's supposed to play this week.
Yeah, they love doing things together apparently. But yeah, Brissett, he's looked good, but just the team's doesn't have. Besides, I don't even know. Like they really don't have much on defense to worry about. They really don't have much on offense to worry about, except for Hilton. I think the Titans should be able to run the ball on them.
Yep.
Chew the clock, get it down. Whether Mariota's 100% or not, playing or not, Castle did decent for him.
They signed another quarterback. I think they signed who's the guy? Brandon Whedon.
That's exciting. Yeah, they signed him a couple weeks ago, which is funny. You lose Mariota, who's a mobile QB. You'd think that you'd want to replace him with a mobile QB, like who's out there that's kneeling waiting for a job. Kaepernick. You'd think that they would replace him with him, but
No, not gonna happen.
no, not gonna happen.
Media storm.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I got
They're gonna run the
Titans.
ball. They're gonna run the ball on that defense, and They should win that game.
That's why Ryan wanted me to go first, so he knew what to pick.
No. I do like Jacoby Brissett though.
I'm trying to catch up to you guys this week. I'm down 7, so I'm taking Indianapolis.
Can I play an audio clip?
What? So those are our picks for this week. We got some locks in here. I don't think I picked anything. So Ryan, you're all set. You got your Detroit as your upset. You got Denver as your lock.
Yeah.
Josh, you have lock as Washington, but you don't have an upset. Looks like so.
Pittsburgh was my upset.
You did have Pittsburgh.
Where?
Pittsburgh was my upset, remember?
4.5 points. So not bad.
Oh, God.
You guys both said Kansas City's going to destroy them. Pittsburgh's falling apart. Oh, it's the end of the world.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Well, let me find mine because I didn't actually do it.
You didn't prepare, Uncle.
It's probably going to be pretty easy, though. I'm going to have to go with, 1.5 points. I'm going to take Arizona for my upset. And I'm going to take Denver as my lock.
Jeez. The 2 easiest ones you could have picked.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, I'm trying to...
Catch up. But it doesn't help you catch up.
No,
Yeah,
but
no
I
bonus.
think
You should have made a point system.
No, and that's what I was going to bring up. That next year, I think what we're going to do is gold, silver, bronze picks. So that way we can do points, and then it'll kind of work out better. And then we can do a lock upset kind of thing as well. And we'll do a point system, so it's a little bit more interesting. So,
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
As Ryan's texting.
I'm not texting. I'm looking at a box score.
I don't know. I just really feel like I have to play this again.
What are we playing?
Pick segment. Pick segment.
This is tough. Oh my God! This is a tough game. It's a tough pick, right? Uh-oh. It's anyone's game. It's the toughest pick of the week. Uh-oh. This is a tough one. Can we finish analyzing? Uh-oh. This is, again, another hard pick. This is really tough. You're so proud.
I am
It's
proud.
really good.
It's good. It's good. I like your, production value you put into that. It's just
Thank you. So
good.
that's everything. Oh yeah, you know what? So week 2 of this, we nailed our 2-liner of the week. I made some money. So Ryan, I actually have $10 for you in my truck, buddy.
Oh really? You
You're in
give me
10%, yeah.
Fucking right, bud.
Yeah. So I gave Josh $10 the other day, and I'm gonna give you. So last week we had. Oh, that's not it. I print screened the wrong thing. I did a hockey one too. So our last week we had our 2-liner as Ryan picked Kansas City as -1, and then we had Josh with the Baltimore as an upset for the money line. So I think I put about it was $27 or so. It paid just under 100, but whatever, 10%, 100, just to give you $10. So this week we need another one. Let's try to go 2-0.
Do you want mine and Josh's pick?
Get some new
Yeah, just
chairs
like
in
last
this
week.
basement.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, well, I'll go Pittsburgh money line
What's with your money lines?
because you get more money if it's an upset. If I'm doing
God.
if I'm doing Pittsburgh point spread, he's gonna get minus like 100.
I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions covering the spread. I think it was a 5.5 spread.
Something like that. So Detroit was
Detroit doesn't lose
Ryan's
by
new
more than
favorite
5.
team.
Maybe.
20 spread.
Maybe. I watch all their games.
Yeah. Well, that's not that. So anything? I saw something in the news actually about Colin Kaepernick. It ended up being misquoted or something like that. That he was quoted saying like, "If I get put on a team this year,
I won't kneel."
I won't kneel." Now I'm pretty sure he was saying like, "That's a lie," blah blah blah. So, but you think he would kneel if he went on a team right now?
I don't know. To me, I think this whole thing just keeps getting blown out.
I don't
of
think
proportion.
if he comes out and doesn't kneel, you're just shitting on everything you worked for.
Yeah.
Really? Like you're just putting everything you've done before. Like, why would you kneel if you're not gonna kneel now?
It just sucks because
Right.
one side says he's kneeling against the anthem because he hates the country or he's disrespecting it, all that. Then the other side's saying, no, he's kneeling because equal rights. And
Right.
I don't know. It's just an awkward situation. Again.
Yeah, it's NFL's becoming a mess, if you ask me. So,
Yeah.
I forgot to play this after
Oh,
two
here we
liner
go.
picks. So
did you make
actually,
this too?
I wanted to
No.
confirm our picks. So we got for a 2-liner this week. Like I said, we went 2-0 or 1-0 last week with those 2 picks, and we won some money that we're gonna go. Our 2-liner this week is Pittsburgh with the money line, and then we got Detroit for the covering the spread this week. So
Fucking 2-liner.
Fucking 2-liner.
and that'll pretty much round out episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So if you guys want to reach us like Sean Mack did, you can email us sportscastingcouch@gmail.com. Get us on Twitter @SC_couch, on Instagram @sportscastingcouch, and on Facebook.com/sportscastingcouch.
Yeah. GLG.
Looking forward to some week 6 football.
Some Eagles smashing the Panthers.
Oh, God. Fuck off.